Hello everybody, today I'm going to show you how to make cinnamon rolls. And I'm going to make the dough for these cinnamon rolls in the bread machine. And I know that some of you might not have a bread machine, so in the description box I will give you directions on how to make this dough by hand. So let's get started. So to the bowl of the bread machine, I'm going to add 1/4 cup of melted butter, 1 cup of warm milk. Ooh. Oh shoot. Gonna have to clean that up soon. Whoa. 2 eggs. A 1/2 cup of sugar. And 4 cups of flour. This is probably going to make a mess. Oh wow, that didn't make too big of a mess at all. And then on top of all the other ingredients, I'm gonna add 1 packet of instant active dry yeast. And that's it. So I have all the ingredients in a bread machine, and I'm gonna close it up and then set it to dough, which is 9. And then hit start. And it's gonna take 1 hour and 30 minutes to mix the ingredients, knead the dough, and let it rise. So I'll see you when the dough is ready. So I have the dough on this mat. It is done in the bread machine, and I've just been rolling it into about an 18 by 14 inch rectangle. And now I'm going to put the filling in, which is 6 tablespoons of butter that's melted. So just spread that around. It may seem like a lot of butter, but when they bake, it makes this really delicious gooey sauce with the brown sugar and the cinnamon. So it's worth it. Just finish spreading this out. Then I'm going to add this spice mixture, which is 1 cup of brown sugar, and then 3 tablespoons of cinnamon. And now mix that together. This brown sugar is rock hard. Okay, that should be good enough. Then I'm gonna sprinkle this on top of the butter. And spread around. Then I'm gonna spread it around with my hands to make sure it's covering all of the dough. But I am gonna leave a little border around the edge just to make it a bit easier to roll up. Then starting from the end, I'm gonna start from this end, just kidding. I'm gonna roll it into a log. When you reach the end, if some of the butter and sugar mixture is starting to seep out, you can just sort of pull the end of the dough over the roll so you don't lose the filling. Okay, there we go. So now I'm going to cut it into rolls. And I think I'm gonna get about 1 dozen out of this, but I'm gonna make the rolls about 1 inch thick. And try to get them pretty equal in size. So there's 1. Here's another one, and you get the idea. So I'm gonna come back when all of these are in rolls. Okay, so I cut the log of cinnamon roll dough into rolls, and now I've just been working on putting them into this pan, and you don't need to worry about spreading them apart. You want them to be close together so they can soak up all of the juice, and when I pour the icing on, they can soak up the icing also. Just put them in there, and there might be a little bit of extra space in this pan. Oh well. Okay, so these need to rise for 30 minutes, and I will come back when they're done rising. Okay, so the cinnamon rolls are done rising. It was 45 minutes, not 30, so it took a little longer than I thought, but that's okay. And now I'm going to bake the cinnamon rolls in the oven, which is preheated to 350 degrees. And they're gonna bake for 20 to 25 minutes until they're browned and gooey and delicious looking. And I'm gonna come back when they're done baking. Okay, so now I'm gonna show you how to make the icing slash frosting, whatever you wanna call it, for these cinnamon rolls. So in this bowl, I have 3 ounces of cream cheese and 4 tablespoons of butter, which I melted down in a microwave for about 30 seconds. I shouldn't actually say melted, I softened it. You don't want to completely melt them because then it'll screw up the consistency of the frosting. Now I'm gonna add 1.5 cups of powdered sugar and a half teaspoon of vanilla extract. And then I'm just gonna mix this together. This is probably gonna be more in the frosting category instead of icing because it is a bit thicker than traditional icing. But that's okay. I love cinnamon rolls with cream cheese icing. So I think you guys will really like this recipe. You could make this using an electric mixer, but I'm just doing it by hand because I think it's easier. And easier to video also. Okay, this is pretty well combined. So when the cinnamon rolls are done baking, I will pour this delicious icing over the top of them. And then we will do the taste test. Okay, so the cinnamon rolls are done baking. They took 20 minutes. And now I'm gonna pour this delicious frosting over them. Ooh, this probably wasn't the best utensil to use. This frosting. Oh well. Okay, now I'm gonna spread it out. And it's gonna seep between the cinnamon rolls. And it's just gonna make them really delicious. The cinnamon rolls turned out great, and now we are going to do the most important part and most delicious part, which is the taste test. So let's try these. They're really good. The frosting definitely adds a great taste to the cinnamon and brown sugar mixture. They're just all around really good. So I encourage you to try this recipe. I think that you will love it. And thanks for watching this video, and see you next time. Goodbye.